In this video, we're going to learn and understand percent composition and how to calculate it. Percent composition is exactly what it sounds like. It is telling me the percentage of the makeup of the compound, whatever the compound may be. So before we get started, let's just kind of talk about percent for a second. When we calculate percent, it is always calculated part over whole times 100. Well, if I'm looking at this pie chart right here, I see that there are 4 pieces total. So if I want to know what percent is red, then I'm going to take 1 because there's 1 piece that's red because that's my part, and divide by 4 because that's my whole, and then multiply by 100. And that gets me 25%. We just calculated percent composition of this circle pie thing that I have here just by doing part over whole times 100. Now, percent composition, when we're talking about in chemistry, is no different. We're going to take the mass due to the element, the component that we care about. So I'm going to put component over the total mass of the compound. And in chemistry, we call the total mass the molar mass times 100. And I ran out of room for the 100, so give me a second, let me move everything over. Sound effects, guys, I'm telling you, they're great. All right, times 100. Now, it's just like calculating a percent, so where's the percent here? So we have the part over the whole times 100. So if you understand what a percent is, then percent composition is no different. So for example, if I want to do the percent carbon of this compound, I'm going to say, okay, there's 8 carbons and each carbon has a mass of 12.01. Well, that's the mass due to the compound, or due to the component, over the molar mass. Now the molar mass of caffeine is 140, oh, excuse me, just kidding, 194, I'm a little dyslexic here, 194.19, okay, times 100. And so all I have to do is punch that into my calculator, and my percent is 49.48%. And I can do the same thing for the hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen inside of this compound. But that's how easy percent composition is. It's just part over whole times 100. So let's take a look at some of the problems in your notes. So here it says carbone is a substance that occurs in 2 forms, having 2 different arrangements of atoms, but the same molecular formula and molecular weight. One type of carbone gives caraway seeds their characteristic smell, and the other type is responsible for the smell of spearmint oil. Calculate the mass percent of each element in carbone. So I've got to find the percent carbon, the percent hydrogen, and the percent oxygen inside this compound. Well, I got to figure out what are my parts. So if I look inside the compound, I have 10 carbons. So each carbon mass is 12.01. Okay. So what is my whole? My whole is the molar mass. So I need to figure out what is the molar mass of this compound. Well, that's simple enough. All I've got to do is add it up. So I have 10 carbons plus 14 hydrogens, each at 1.008. And you should be finding these masses on the periodic table, plus 16 for oxygen, because the mass of oxygen is 16, and there's only one of them. Okay, so when I add all of that up, I get 150.212. Okay, well that's my whole, so I'm going to put that at the bottom of, or the denominator. And then to make it a percent, all I've got to do is multiply by 100, and that gets me my percent. So typing that into my calculator, you might want to pause the video to try it yourself. My answer is sorry, the struggle is real to try to find like a really good color, and I'm probably not going to find one. Let's do pink. Alright, so I get 79.95%. Ooh, I like that pink too. Okay, so that's how simple it is. Let's do hydrogen together and oxygen together, and then you'll do number 2 on your own, and I'll just give you the answers to those. Okay, so my part, I'm going to look again inside of the compound. So looking inside of the compound, I see that there are 14 hydrogens. So 14 times the mass of hydrogen, that's the part, over the whole. 150.212 times 100. Pause the video so that you can get the answer right now. And then once you get the answer is 9.39%. Okay. Going to do it one more time, but this time for oxygen. Again, looking inside of the compound to see how many oxygens there are. There's only one oxygen. So one oxygen mass is 16 even over whole, which is the molar mass, so 150.212 times 100. And pause the video so you can calculate it yourself, but I get 10.65% oxygen. That's hydrogen, and that's carbon. Okay, so I want you to do number 2 on your own, so stop the video now so that you can calculate it. And here come your answers. So if you haven't stopped it, stop it now. So percent carbon, there should be 53.83%. Percent hydrogen. Percent hydrogen should be 6.45%. Percent nitrogen, I get 8.97%. Percent sulfur, I get 10.26%. And percent oxygen, I've got 20.49%. Alrighty, and that's how you calculate percent composition. Hope that was simple for you. If not, send me a message.